Police have confirmed the death of Ndlovu to the SABC. Ndlovu was one of the first police officials to arrive at the scene of the fatal incident. Meyiwa was shot at the home of the mother of his then-girlfriend, musician Kelly Khumalo, in Volksloras in the East Rand. The death comes just days after defense advocate Malisela Tefu approached the courts to have the trial brought forward, claiming that the lives of witnesses were in danger. 5 men are currently standing trial for Meyiwa's death. Ndlovu was expected to be called as a state witness to assist the court in establishing what exactly transpired on that fateful October evening in 2014. The trial is expected to resume at the end of the month, with Sergeant Thabo Mosia being cross-examined by the defense for the 5th accused.
The 1SENZO Meyiwa trial is one that heavily relies on police as witnesses. No, let me rephrase that. The 1SENZO Meyiwa trial is one that heavily relies on policemen as state witnesses. Now, we have seen endless number of policemen come to the witness box and give their account. But here, this was Ndlovu, who was one of the first people at the crime scene, who, of course, was not able to take the stand and give his witness testimony. I bring this up because yesterday I shared a video where Captain Planet, somebody said Captain Assistant is better. So Captain Assistant, Captain Tape Measure, Captain I'm just here to help Mangena, Captain Dini. I even forget his name, okay? That's how irrelevant he is. Captain Dini said when they arrived at the crime scene, okay, the ballistic expert and done people, the people who can tell us the shot details, they arrived at the crime scene and just sat in the car for a while. His words, not my words, okay? I don't make things up, okay? I just bring it forward. And yeah, this is one of the first policemen who was at the crime scene who is not able to give an account of what he saw, what it looked like. And so it is in the 1SENZO Meyiwa trial, where I have explained to you before that, in my opinion, and I'll link it up here, I have done the crime scene, contaminated crime scene. Why I think the crime scene was contaminated? Because of what Mosia said. He was starstruck. He was so excited to see Kelly Khumalo. Wait, speaking of Kelly Khumalo, anybody else notice she has removed everything off her Instagram account? Am I the only one who's noticed that? Why has she done a cleanup? And why did this only happen after Ngomezulu mentioned Longwe Twala? That Longwe Twala is the one who shot 1SENZO? Why did Kelly Khumalo go from I love to share everything, and anytime my name is mentioned in court, she releases a song, to absolute crickets over there on the Instagram? But you know what? We'll talk about that in a separate video. Let's get back to this. So Ndlovu was not able to take the stand and give his testimony. He was not called, okay? An advocate therefore was like, no. Witness, we need to move up this trial. Things need to move faster. If he was the first one at the crime scene, why was he not the first one to be called by Mr. State Expert over there? Baloyi? Why was the forensic expert called in first? Why was that? Is this a coincidence, or did he die of natural causes? I don't know. I'm just bringing this forward so we can break it down, because I was very concerned about a ballistic expert arriving in a crime scene and just sitting in the car. So another interesting policeman, okay, a member of the South African Police Services that I want us to talk about, of course, is Zungu, okay, the beginning of the Nganekwane, okay, or is it the beginning of the Nganekwane? I'm trying to trace back who we can blame this all on. Who started the Nganekwane? Who is the mastermind? Who is it? So let's listen to Zungu, legendary Zungu.
Accused number 1, 2, and 3 came in following each other. It was quite clear, or they were showing that they were in shock, and they were fast going towards Gwabini's room. I stood up and followed them, and just before that, upon my arrival, I placed my firearm in Gwabini's room.
In my bed.
But just before you saw them coming and following each other, when last did you see them?
For some time, although I won't be able to recall, but it was for quite some time.
Yes.
Accused number 1 was carrying a firearm of a 38 revolver.
And accused number 3 was having a 9mm.
Accused number 3 was in possession of a 9mm.
First of all, how is he even considered a reliable witness when he can go to a hostel with his firearm and take the firearm off and put it in another room? Where in the SAPS manual is that allowed? Where in the SAPS manual is that even possible? Where in the anywhere is that even possible where a firearm is placed somewhere else? Why was it placed somewhere else? And then you are able to tell us that, hey, as a SAPS, I saw two additional firearms. Mine is in the room, remember? His is in the room. But when they walked in, the 5 accused, when they walked in, and I saw one, with a revolver and one with a pistol. Who had the pistol? I think this is quite convenient. The pistol, of course, was accused number 3. And Bongani Ntanzi had the revolver. Remember when Mangena said there were 2 weapons at the crime scene? And you guys didn't want to listen to him? You guys were laughing in the comment section? And he said, what? Just because they said they saw a revolver doesn't mean it's the revolver that shot 1SENZO Meyiwa. Is this the revolver story? I mean, let's continue listening on, because Zungu is a very interesting guy.
As I went out, I saw Mafika standing there at the corner.
Yes, which accused?
Accused number 2.
Accused number 2. I then noticed that he had changed jackets, that he was now wearing a grey jacket from a black. He then looked at me from underneath the jacket as to whether could I see him. He then went past and went into the very same room where the others were.
Okay, so you don't have your firearm, but you're so quick to notice that Bongani Ntanzi changed his sweater, from a gray one to now a black one. Now, who else can corroborate this? Which other witness statement says what color sweater Bongani Ntanzi was wearing, allegedly? Does Uzandi, when she pointed him out in the courtroom, does she confirm what he was wearing? Does she corroborate Zungu's story? Those are some questions I have. Let me know if you guys remember from Uzandi Mapopola's testimony what she saw on that fateful day.
As we were still standing inside there, Muzi then took out a t-shirt that he was wearing, folded it with if I remember well, it was red, and rolled it in his hand.
Just a minute, and that's accused number
1.
Accused number 1. If I remember well, there's just something to stand on that he pulled, and in his hand he was carrying a bottle, and then he put it like this. Have you heard, now this you, my lord, is in plural, have you heard that Meyiwa is no more?
Just a minute. And who's saying that?
Accused number 1.
Accused number 1. Because there were many of us inside, others explained or remarked by saying, how?
According to the report in the newspaper, one had dreadlocks. Just elaborate on that.
Dreadlocks, gold teeth.
Yes.
The witness pointing here right at the top of this is a mustache. And that made me to look at accused number 2 and say, but this person that is being described here resembles him, although I wouldn't say that exactly, but the description here resembles him.
Yeah, which description?
The hoodie, the manner in which he was wearing it, and the manner in which he had changed it inside. Thereafter, I had my own knowledge where I was now sure or certain that indeed it was them.
If you say it was them, who are you referring to?
I choose number 1 to 5.
And why do you say so?
Because of the incident that happened on the day when I was there.
Yes, which incident?
Yes, that they came back and they had firearms and celebrating his death.
Yes, how was it celebrated?
With a bottle of whiskey. General then informed me that let's drop this matter or this talk and not mention it again. The reason for that, if I were to explain that, there were those who had attempted to kill me.
And there you have it, some of the highlights from a state witness, South African Police Services man, South African Police Services policeman, Constable Zungu, okay? He was right there inside Pagati, the hostel, when allegedly the 5 accused came in carrying 2 firearms. And, you know, as the South African Police Services, he just didn't see anything wrong with that, went about his day. He didn't turn whistleblower either after getting all this information. He just continued about his day. The main question I have about him is, after all this, is he still working over there at the South African Police Services? Because it's not make sure the things that he said. Let's just set aside the Senzo Meyiwa portion. But the fact that he's out partying with his firearm and he takes it off him, he puts it in another room. What in the Mzansi Unfiltered is that? But you know what? What else do I think about him? Let me hear from you in the comment section. I'm very concerned if he is still an active police officer. If he's still an active police officer right now in Today O'Clock, what is he doing? And where is his firearm? Does he still have his firearm? Has anybody counted? You know what? Let me let it go. Let me leave it here. Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts. I will be back with more updates as we go through the police witnesses that came to the stand. Because did Senzo Meyiwa die at a police station? We'll continue counting how many other police witnesses have taken the stand. But this is it from me. If you've made it this far in the video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And catch you on my next upload. I'm Mzansi Unfiltered, checking out. Catch you on my next upload.
My lord, I'm indebted.
Yeah.
As the court pleases, my lord, I'm indebted.
Yeah.
If the grooves don't fit, acquit the 5 accused. Nisi has done a fantastic job proving there was no match.